welcome back to Hoops and Harmony. I am Sylvia.
I am Ebony.
And today we had a beautiful conversation, a beautiful check-in about where we are, the new dynamics in our friendship. We also discussed having an intentional morning.
Oh yeah.
And moving forward with people that, and surrounding ourselves with people that are grateful for us, but we're grateful for them as well. It's a quick conversation. It's a beautiful conversation.
Was it really quick? I don't think it was quick. It's never really quick. Like, we can start out really small and then it's just like,
we didn't even know what we were going to talk about today, but we made it happen. And like, I think that it's just a testament to our friendship, and like, we can, talk for hours.
Yeah. So it was really good. I think you summed it up, friend. Like, everything that we talked about. We also had our affirmation, and as always, our affirmation goes really well with whatever conversation we have. Like, this motherfucker's probably listening or something, but yeah, so make sure to follow us and everything. You guys know Linktree.
Yes. We'll probably post this before the live show, so if you haven't gotten your tickets, get your fucking tickets.
Yeah, like,
bye.
Alright, guys. Lately, mango cards have been a little thing for me. But I'm still loyal to the Monacos. Oh, this one's 12% too.
I feel like cut waters give me like a headache.
Careful, you got a little sparkle right there.
It's not like it.
You like sparkles there?
Yeah. Okay. It's naturally.
Natural little sparkle. What were you saying? I can taste
those give me headaches.
I
think they're too sweet.
Sweet, really?
Yeah.
Maybe. The mango is pretty sweet.
The mango, yeah. These are good. These are my tried and true. I was telling you.
Your what?
Like my tried and true. Like, these are the first ones that I ever had.
That's what that means?
Yeah.
It's like, what did she say? She said earlier. What did you say, fool? Oh. What did you say?
What?
Yeah, and then I was like, why couldn't you just say that?
No.
You said a recording. No, not a recording. A toot. This was how to go look at a tutorial on YouTube. And she was like, go to the toot. That's what you said, fool? Or the tut.
I said, have you seen a toot on it? And you're like,
what the fuck is a toot?
I'm like, a toot.
And she's like, I'm like, a tutorial? And she's like, yeah, a tutorial. I'm like, oh, you'll be out here with these fucking brand new words, fool. Like, just tell me tutorial. Like,
I thought you would understand.
Wob.
I thought you would understand.
No, fool. Some of these words are...
Fool, I'm a fresa. Like, I shortened all my words down.
Tell them what's a fresa, fool.
A fresa es like una niña fresa.
Besides strawberry.
Like, o sea, X así que habla así, muy así.
I still...
X cosa, güey.
Oh my god! That reminds me of fucking novelas, fool. Fucking novelas. Like, the novelas I used to watch with my grandma with the little girl. Well, they weren't little. They were older than me at the time. But
Like Rebelde? You watched it?
No, I've never watched Rebelde, actually. I don't think I think I watched it, but I never ever got into it like that. Like, I was never into it. Well, it used to come out like after school or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm a niña fresa, so in English it comes out. And it doesn't help that I have like a valley accent, so everything...
I don't understand, like, what's a valley accent?
No, not a valley. I don't think that I don't have a valley accent, but I for sure like stretch out a lot of my words. Well, you do too. I think it might be an accent. Like you just stretch
don't be playing.
Like you just stretch out your words.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that actually.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like, oh my god. Like,
nah, bitch, I don't say that. I I do not say that.
I don't say it either, but like that's what
Yeah, you do.
I don't say it like that.
Sometimes you do.
Oh.
Sometimes you do. And I be in my head, I be laughing hard.
Really? Can you put it on exactly?
Okay. I will.
I do have a Valley Girl accent. I don't know. I think it's because I have a name, like my mom's fresa, so like my Mexican came in English sounds like fresa vibes.
I don't think I've had conversations with your mom, but like, I don't know. Maybe I haven't just picked up on it.
No,
like I haven't heard it.
Her words are like
stretched out.
Yeah, especially when she talks like to her sisters and stuff.
Oh well, because it's very like
it's more informal. Like yours is more like
she's probably like trying to be nice or something. Like, don't talk to me nice. Or something like that. Just give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah. But so I mean, to be honest, we're checking in. We're having a check-in with each other. We've been kind of separated, huh?
Yeah, we've been separated. Things have been crazy, but I think Ebony has been holding me down. She's been I think my life, there was like a big shift. And then so like all the plans and everything we had, like I couldn't do it, and I think you understood why, because I don't think I'm like that. Like if I said something, like I feel like I do my best to follow through, but because of this circumstance, like I couldn't, and like you were understanding about it, so I think that you just like okay, like however we gotta move it, like you understood that my situation came first because like obviously it was important, like there was no doubt in your mind, and to me, like even when everything happened, I'm like fuck it, like it's fine, everything else can wait. And I think that you were able to to just go move forward for me, and I was just kind of like okay cool, like I don't have to worry about it because like you're taking lead right now, like you're just doing what you have to do. And like shout out Ebony, she made this cute ass backdrop. Like it's a
little ghetto, guys, but I had to be a little innovative, and I like to do DIY stuff though. To be honest, I really do. I lack on it sometimes.
Yeah, like this and like Instagram stuff, like talking to the producer, like just doing that. Like you were handling that, and I just couldn't take it on. Like I just didn't want to take it on. Like. And I couldn't because I was just so focused on my other stuff. So, like, I just couldn't, And I think that's why we've been separated. But I think that, like, I'm grateful. And I've told you this. Like, I'm grateful to have you because then, like, I'm not alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least you're moving forward with it. And then, like, here I am, like, just catching up to where you're at right now,
Mm-hmm. I think, too, like, I was just trying to meet you where you're at. Like, I think because I understand that. Like, I'm meeting you where you're at. Like, wherever it is you're at, like, that's where we're gonna be. Like, there's no pressure, there's no, like, because when pressure comes in, like, then shit doesn't fall into place the way we want it to fall into place. Yeah, so, no, I mean, we hold it down for each other. Holding it down.
Flaco, when you get out.
I'll be holding it.
No.
Holding it down. Holding it up. Holding it down.
No. I'll be holding it up. Something like that.
I'll be holding it down while you holding it up.
I don't know.
I think that's how it goes. I've never heard. I think that's how it goes. I don't know.
Damn black boy, a real one.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so I think that you did that for me, and I think that like. It's been really nice to know that I have a support system, and I think that just goes back to even like the first podcast we had. Like, I have a support system, and like I just been tapping into my resources and being like, all right, because I know like and then this also like tells me like when shit goes south, like who really stood right there for me, and I think that you were able to do that for me without a question. Like there was no doubt. You didn't make me feel guilty, you didn't make me feel bad, you just understood, and I think that really helped me because then I was able to just be like, oh okay, like that's fine, everything's taken care of on that side.
Yeah, but I think also it allowed me to take the opportunity to be like, all right, Ebony, like where, like what can you do? You know, let's really show like what you can do, because like I know I can do things and I know I'm able to do things, but I think you're more like, because I question a lot of things and you're really quick on like just moving, it allowed me to really like just make the move. Like just make the move and don't overthink it. And I think that's where like I was saying, like I met you where you're at. And even meeting you at where you're at, I think like it's literally the same thing, right? For like for me, it took me so long to break, right? But you met me where I was at. Like that's where I was. And like, and I think it's now like kind of reversed. Like I'm still gonna be here. Like I know there's this distance and things going on, but like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like whenever you're ready or whenever you're okay to talk about it. But I think also like, because I'm not like I'm working on it. I'm working on it to really check in and do that part and be that part. I didn't do it. Like I don't do it so much, but I think because sometimes I think of it as me, although not everybody's like me, obviously, but like, you know, I think about it like that.
You are unique.
Very special.
Ebony unique.
Remember when they used to go like, you remember what I'm talking about?
And it would end the conversation. That was the end of the conversation.
Right. But anyways,
right.
What was I saying?
That
I met you where you're at.
That you're maybe where I'm at, and that like.
Oh yeah. I was talking about me, huh?
Yeah.
I was talking about myself. Huh? So what I was trying to say is like, I think for me a lot of times is I like to sit with things, like, and just kind of like sit with things and just figure things out on my own. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I feel like maybe others either want to do the same or feel the same way, or like, you know, so I think that's why I take that in and I think about that with other people. But sometimes, you know, not everybody, like I said, not everybody's like me, so sometimes people work differently. Like maybe people do like for people to check in with them more, you know, or things like that. And I think for many years, like, or for a long time, I felt like, oh, people deal with things completely the way I deal with them. Mm-hmm. You know, if I'm suffering about something or I'm hurting about something, like I just deal with it on my own. So when others like would either kind of hint to me or like tell me something or like just hint to me like there's a like a
trouble in paradise.
Yeah. Like there's something going on or they need like some type of support. Like I just think of it like, oh well, like you're gonna handle it the way I handle it, you know. And that's how I thought about things for so long. But now I'm just kind of like I'm trying to find like, okay, like I will check in with you and see what's up, but also like, you know, maybe you do want that space and you just need that space to kind of reflect or whatever, like, you know, to take on things on your own.
Yeah, and I think we're similar in that way, because that's what I was talking to someone about, like, because I think that well, specifically with Maria, I work with her, she's my coworker, so she's constantly seeing me, like, physically, because she has to, right? And so she told me, like, so you don't check in with Ebony? And I'm like, honestly, like, I don't. Like, I haven't talked to her in a couple of days. But, like, it's not that I'm not talking to her about the situation. It's just that I'm dealing with it, you know? Like, it's been just, like, she doesn't know everything. So it's, like, I'm gonna get there. Like, but she's like, who's your support? Like, is Ebony know? I'm like, Ebony doesn't know, like, what's really going on. Now you know, mm-hmm. more or less. But, like, in that moment, in that time, I was like, yeah, Ebony is there for me, but she doesn't know what's going on realistically. Mm-hmm. You know, she just knows because I'm dealing with it, mm-hmm. like the internal thing. And then that's when the day we had that phone call, where I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to have a friend. Like, I need a friend today. Like, today I need someone. Like, I can't take this on by myself, because it just felt like it was piling and piling and piling and piling and piling. And then I was like, okay, I need to talk to someone. And it was so crazy, because like I talked to you and it was just a beautiful conversation, and I felt like, okay, I feel supported, like this was it, you know. But then even then, like, there's still a lot of things happening in moments like that, but I think I'm also dealing with it as I'm going, mm-hmm. and then little by little I'm letting you in and I'm telling you, but again, I'm dealing with it on my own. And so, like, I think for her, it was just kind of like, that's weird. Like, you don't tell her all the things. And I'm like, no, not on a day-to-day basis, because I'm Like on a day-to-day basis, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. And I think you're a listening ear for me, but on a day-to-day basis, I can't talk about things. Like I'm not ready to talk about certain things. So then in those moments, like that's when, like, when I've reflected, when I've done all the work, then I talk to you, and it's like a soundboard to me. And sometimes you're able to, like, give me advice if I need it, but sometimes you're just listening. And that's okay. Like, you know what I need when I need it. You know what I mean? So I think that the same way you do. It's the same way, like, whenever things are going on with you, I do check in with you, but, like, it's also whenever you're ready too. Like, I understand that, you know? And I think that's just our dynamic. And maybe it's weird for people, but, like, for me, you and I, that's what works. Like, I think it's too much for us because we're very independent and we need our space from each other. So although, yes, we are friends and we talk on a day-to-day basis, but we're not talking like,
we'll be sharing memes and TikTok all day long.
Like, that's what we're doing, but we're not talking. We're not saying, like, oh, this is how I'm feeling, because I'm processing and you're processing, right?
Yeah.
So when we do talk about it, it is a moment of, like, okay, I'm ready now.
Yeah. And it's also a moment of, like, not always just spilling. You know, it's not always just, like,
I'm just dumping on you. And I don't want to dump on you. I want to solve, and I want to have a clear understanding of what's going on, so that I can let you know this is where I'm at, and then correct me if I'm wrong, or like give me feedback now, because I have a more or less of an understanding. I've seen a lot of perspectives, but now I'm to a point where I'm like, I've reached like a point where I'm like, I don't know what to do with this anymore, but here's all my information. And then that's when I think you and I both know this is what you need right now. Like, even today we were on the phone, and I think I understood what you needed in that moment, but also when we were on the phone, I knew what you knew what I needed in that moment. But we had already reflected, we had already been thinking about it, just observing.
Yeah. But I think too, like, and just to be clear, not that we really have to explain that, right? But, like, even in moments where, like, we really just can't, like, we really need each other, or, like, it's just been too much, like, and we do dump, but it's not an ugly dump, right? It's a dump where it's like, okay, I need help. Like, I need somebody at this point. Like, I really do need somebody. And to have that, it's like, you know, if you don't have it often, like, or you never had it, it feels good. It feels good because it's like, if worse, like, it's just like, I can't anymore. Like, all right, you have someone. Like,
well, that's what the day I was feeling when I called you. Like, I was at the park, like, going through it.
Yeah,
I was going through it, and I'm like, I just need someone right now. I just need someone to listen, and that's when I dumped, and then you were able to give to me, and then it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
So I think that's just where we're at right now. That's where we're at, but I think we're finding. In all of these changes, we're finding the new balance.
Oh, for sure. I think there's constant changes, which is good. Like, constantly changing, constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Constantly evolving. Like, there's new things that come up. There's new ways. Like, I think one of the biggest things, like, for me, is just reflect. Like, I've been really reflecting. So when I go to the gym, Sylvia calls the treadmill a hamster wheel. So that's how I talk to her about it. I go, for when I was in a hamster wheel, like, you know, this and that. But anyways, so when I go on the treadmill, like, recently, like, I've been really just thinking about things and really reflecting and really just thinking about, like, what I can do and how much more intentions I can put into certain things, like, whether it's work or whether it's myself, and things I really, really want to work on. And I think, like I told you, like, one of the things was to really, like, check in. Like, I think that's a big thing for me, like, to check in and just
that's so fun.
Show, like, gratitude for, like, for people. Like, people in my life, because I feel like sometimes, like, I don't. Or maybe it feels like I'm not, but I really am, you know? So I think that's been a big thing for me. And, like, just appreciating, like, opportunities. Like, any opportunity that I can have, like, do something with it. Like, don't just let it slide, because I'm here, and what am I gonna do with this day? You know, I want to do more So
More intentional.
that's been like,
And I've seen
really heavy on me.
And I've seen it like even in like even when we were on the phone, like I believe yesterday when I was giving mom a pedicure, like you had asked me like, oh, and how's that going?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's new for you because you don't do that. Like you don't ask me what's up with this, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay, like you want to know and I'll give it to you, you know, because you're my friend and I trust you. And maybe I wasn't open to, I mean, not that I wasn't open, but I wasn't like planning to talk to you about it.
Because it's uncommon.
It's uncommon, so I was like, okay, like, oh, but I'll give it to you. Like, this is where I'm at right now, you know, like, and it's fine, you know, because it doesn't always have to be a dup. It could just be a check-in. But in that moment, you tell me I'm ready for that. I have the space to take whatever you may need, you know. And I think when you do that, or when you did that for me, like, it was very small, but it was big too.
Mm-hmm.
And I catched it. I'm like, oh, like that's cool. Like she's asking me, because I usually will ask you and I'll check in with you. Like,
yeah,
I'm okay to check in with you. Like I just want to know, you know, like, are you good? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I think and a lot of times, like, it doesn't come from like I don't care, like, because I do care. I think I didn't know how.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know how to do those things, and now it's like, okay, like, you can do those things, and it doesn't have to feel weird, or it doesn't have to feel awkward, it doesn't have to feel like you're being either, like, nosy, or, like, you know, anything like that, and I was just like, you know,
especially because you know me, like, specifically with me, like, I feel like in our friendship, like, you know, I don't mind it. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you can ask me questions, and you know that I'm open with you, and, like, stuff like that, so I think I'm a perfect person to practice with, because I'm open enough to do it, and you know, like, it's cool, you know? And I think you're also building a lot of great friendships in your own way, and so that's also, and you're leading in your friendships too, like, you're a role model in your friendships, and I think that also makes you like, okay, how can I be more of this? Mm-hmm. You know? And I think it's great to see, because I feel like in our friendship, I take lead in, like, let's do this. But I think right now you're taking lead in, like, this is, like, look at this. Like, you know what I mean?
In the ways that I know how. Like, I'm really good at, or it's my strength. You know, it's one of my strengths, right? And yeah, so I think that's been the biggest thing for me. And I think my biggest thing, too, is, like, to do it with the people that are really there for me.
Yeah.
You know, who really care about me. And, like, and even if I do it with those who are, like, you know, in the midst of, like, you know, just really anybody, like, I know it's coming from a good place, you know, like, it's like, oh, wow, I did it, you know, but I did it, like, I did my part, and I feel good about it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's what I've been really trying to do, like, even sometimes when people, like, I say good morning to people, or, like, something, and they don't say it back, like, anywhere I'm at, I sometimes get like, oh, like, this is why I don't fucking say good morning to people. Like, this is why I don't fucking do that. I don't talk to you, motherfuckers.
I went out my way.
Yeah, I went out my way to tell you don't want to give me shit back. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. But, like, even then, like, now, like, I'll say it, but if they don't say it back, I'm like, oh, well, they didn't say it back. Yeah. But I said it.
And I think that's one of the first lessons I ever learned. When I would take walks, and I would say, like, hola, buenos dias, or hi, good morning, and they wouldn't say it back. I'm like, oh, that's where they're at. Like,
yeah.
They maybe don't know how to say it. Maybe it's awkward for them. That's just where they're at. It's nothing personal to me. Mm-hmm. You know, I gave it to you, and I hope you take it and whatever. And if you don't, cool. And if you do, cool. And maybe next time I see you, like, maybe you'll say it to me. Mm-hmm. But I think we have an expectation that the first time I show up, like, you have to give me this thing. And that's not true. That's not realistic. We're humans, you know?
Right.
So I think that's another thing that I've also been learning. Like, fuck it, like, I'm not gonna take it personally, because it's not personal.
Yeah. So I've been really, like, even, like, when I go to the gym, like, I'm very to myself, very, like, but I think lately, which is so crazy now that I'm thinking about it, like, lately there's been more conversations happening in the gym, more, like, interactions with people that I probably don't really interact with as much. And I was like, oh, okay, like, this is not, you know, it's different, but it's not ugly. Like, it's not bad. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, it's pretty cool to see. So, I think those have been, like, the little changes that have been happening, and they're nice. I think they're nice to see, and I think that just kind of makes me want to, like, do it more, just be more, like, open to it. More just like seeing what it is. Like, 'cause I'm not really a closed off person, but I can be like. But I think it goes back to like, you know, something happened one time, and I'm just like, all right, that's it. This is why I don't do this. You know, but I think accepting, like you said, like not everybody's the same way, but
you don't
that's
have to take
okay.
it personal.
You know, yeah, you don't have to take it too personal, and I don't take everything too personal, like, which is crazy though, because I think at work I'm very good at like, especially I think with like participants or even when at the home, I was very good at not taking things personal. But I think with the outside world, like when it doesn't come to work, it was so much easier for me to probably seem like I took it personal.
You know what's crazy about that? That like, they're like, that at work, specifically, like shit happens and there's changes all the time.
Yeah.
And I could adapt so quickly. I could be like, oh, quick, cool. All right, adjust. All right, and then I laugh about it, or like it was just like this moment of like, okay, fuck it, pivot, and I could do it beautifully, like with grace, like not even a worry. Like, oh, you guys changed the rules, all right, pivot. Oh, you guys did this, pivot, all right, cool. Like it was just a pivoting thing, and then I'm like, why can't I do this in my regular day-to-day life? If I could do it here, I know I could do it anywhere. You know, so I think that I've been teaching myself that too. Like specifically, like for me, it's like when the shit gets hard, when shit hits the fucking fan in my day-to-day life, how do I react? Can I pivot? You know, maybe I'll complain, but can I pivot? And I think that even in like what happened recently, like for me, I'm like, fuck it, I'm pivoting right now. Like this is the moment of pivoting. You're being tested. How can you handle it? And so that's just, and I can, because I deal with heavy, at work we deal with heavy shit sometimes. So how can I deal with that heavy shit and just pivot and like move and go? And then when it comes to my home, it feels like my world is fucking tumbling down.
But it's crazy though, because it's like a lot of times, sometimes the situations that happen in our home, you've seen them before. Like you know what they look like because they do happen in the work environment. And I think a lot of times like you separate those things so much that you think to yourself like, or at least for me, like I would think to myself like, oh, like it's not that deep. Like in my personal life, things like that, like they're not that deep, you know. But when I see them in the work environment, like there's more sentimiento. There's more like, oh, like, you know, there's more work.
Because you're in the outside. You're in the outside. You're not in there.
Yeah, it's not in there, right? But I think I was having a conversation with somebody recently, and I was telling them, and I go, we get so used to like dealing with things that we don't know they're that serious, right? There's this muscle memory of like, oh, well, I know how to deal with it. Like I've been there. I know how to deal with it. And you're so good at dealing with it that you don't realize like it's actually like a problem or it's actually an issue. And it's like, oh, damn. Like, but when we see it at work, it's like, we know, we can identify the issue, right? We can identify like oh yeah, that's actually something to work on. But when you see it, because you've seen it so much, or you're just, like I said, so good at dealing with it that you're just like, oh, like it like I know how to work this out. Like I know how to get through it. Like I know how to, like, you know, go through this obstacle. Like it's so easy. But then it just builds up and it builds up, and if you don't work on it, you just continue to like just deal. So I think that's the other thing is like I've just been really like just thinking about a lot of things, and like every conversation that I've had with someone, like I just realized certain things, which is so crazy, which is so good though. Like it's been really good lately. So I think that's where I've been at like lately, just really reflecting a lot, really realizing a lot, really, yeah. But observing in a deeper level. Like it's been so deep in like observations, and like I've been waking up like every day. Like yesterday I woke up so like, I don't even know, maybe I slept good too, and I woke up and I just thought to myself, like inside me, I was just like, I'm gonna have a good day. Like I'm gonna do so much today, and I'm gonna accomplish these things, and I'm gonna feel so good about it. And I did it, and I was like, and you ever see me in my car blasting some music and singing, just know I'm in a good mood.
And I think
Just say
that's intentional mornings.
Yeah, those are very intentional mornings.
But you can have that every day.
Yeah, you could.
You could, and I have this intention journal in the mornings. In the mornings, it asks you, what are you grateful for this morning? What are 3 things that are gonna make your day great? And you think about those things, like, damn, what am I gonna do today? So you start thinking about your day, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, I want this and this, and then at the end it tells you what went right today, and what did you learn. And so everything that I wrote in the morning, at the end of the day, it all fucking happened. It all happened beautifully. Like, just, yep, everything went smoothly. I did feel calm. But it's about I write how I want to feel at every moment. And because in the morning yesterday you said, I want to feel like I'm going to have a good ass fucking day. And you know what that feels like. Because you're practicing feel good things. And, like, that's it. Like, if you can wake up and have an intentional morning, like, that's it. You know, that's the
Have
key.
you ever had an intentional morning that didn't follow through?
No.
All of them that you've had,
All of
like,
them.
they've all been, like every morning.
To the T.
Right?
I swear to you, like, it works to a fucking T. Like, the first day I wrote in that journal, and then I came back at night, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this shit works. It fucking worked. And then the next day, I did it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it just kept tripping me out. It just, like, and then now, like, I think I've been doing it for about, like, 6 months. No. I've been doing it about for 3 months. No, 4 months. Because I'm about to be done with it.
No, 2.
No, it's about 4 months because it's about 4 months because the journal is it's a 6 month journal.
Oh, okay.
So for 4 months, because it's
an intentional journal, okay.
It's meant to be an intentional morning.
Okay.
It's 5 minutes in the morning. It's a 5-minute journaling. So, so afterwards, like, and then after like a couple of weeks, I was like, this shit just works. Like, this shit just, there's never been like yes, I've had obstacles, and yes, like, things have like happened,
shifted,
but the feeling that I wanted to have ends up happening.
Okay. Like,
the feeling that, like, I'm gonna be okay. The feeling that I'm gonna be whatever it is, like, because there's so many things that happen, right? Like, even for my birthday, that was like, I this is what I wanted to feel, and that's what I felt. You know, even all the stuff that I've been going through, like.
So the feeling is the one that always follows through.
Always.
But, like, the intention of having, like, things go a certain way, or, like, having things, like, you accomplish certain things, like, has that shifted within the day sometimes?
Yeah, like, sometimes it doesn't go exactly like that, right? But it's a certain, like, or, okay, like, I'll write, like, all my meetings go well, and, like, that all my meetings go well, and I feel accomplished after all my meetings.
You feel accomplished. Okay.
So maybe all my meetings didn't fall through. Maybe someone canceled. Maybe a time got shifted. But I felt accomplished. I felt intentional at every time, right? Even when I do healing circles, like, healing circles has a great conversation, and I feel engagement. Maybe like there was only like one kid, but there was engagement there. I felt engagement, and that like, I cannot lie to you, is it happens every fucking day. Like, every fucking day, I can say, like, I sit down in a journal and I'm like, this shit fucking, and at this point I'm just like, I'm not even fucking surprised. Like, this is just what I can create. Like, and it teaches me that I can create and I can manifest anything I fucking want every fucking day if I just wake up and I feel the shit. You know, and I'm that powerful. I'm gonna get you the journal.
You can get me the journal, fool, but I can't promise you I'm gonna write in it every day.
Yeah.
Because, to be very honest with you,
I
write on it when I'll pick up those journals that I have. Like, I have some, but I pick them up every so often.
Well then that's just where you're at.
That's just where I'm at. Yeah. That's
so
literally
I
where
think that's
I'm
why I'm not like whenever, cause I've told you, like, for certain things, and like cause I'm doing the things and you're just not there, and I'm like, it's fine. Like, it just, you're not there. But like you end up doing it in your own way, you know.
And I think that's the difference. Yeah, and I think that's the difference is, like, you know, I do them, but I do them with what's right for me, whether at that time or whether that either at that time or whether that's just right for me, you know. And I think that's where like I have to find, or I've been finding the honesty. I think it is like the truth of me.
Yeah.
Like, and not having to feel like I have to do it like every other person.
But
you know?
Even when you did yesterday, right? That was your way of doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you woke up and you said, you believed in yourself that morning, right? But if you can believe in yourself every fucking morning, even in your own mind, if you can put a positive thought in your mind as soon as you wake up,
just one thing,
like, fuck it, I'm gonna feel fucking good driving. There's gonna be, even if there's traffic, even if there's not traffic, however I drive, I'm gonna feel excited because I'm alive today, you know, because the sun is coming out today, right? Because it's not raining today. Like, whatever is gonna make you feel what you want to feel every day. Like, for me, every day I want to feel loved, and I swear to you, I feel loved every day. I feel loved every fucking day. I feel protected every fucking day. That's always what I write. I want to feel loved today. I want to feel protected today. You know, and that's just what I feel. And like, if you can even say that, put that positive thought in your mind. I do it because I write it, right? That's my thing, right? But if that's not your thing, if your thing is just the thinking of it, like, that's it. You know, and it doesn't take my thoughts. And it doesn't fucking take you long. You're thinking all these other thoughts. Might as well just fucking think a good
about
thought.
That. Yeah. Really talking to myself. I've been talking to myself. I know.
I'll be knowing.
I'm not crazy. I just a little bit probably, but yeah. I think that's just have an intentional morning. Yeah, I think that's really important. And even like you, like, everything has followed through, but maybe for somebody else it doesn't follow through. But like, just know, like, if you tried, you tried. Like, you tried to have that intentional morning.
Focus on the feeling.
Focus on the feeling. Yeah.
Don't fight the feeling. Yeah, amiga. This is great.
This is really good.
Do you have an information?
Oh, I could pull one.
Yeah, pull an information.
All right. I am. I attract grateful people in my life.
Oh, you see what I mean?
Yeah. I attract grateful people in my life. Hold on, I gotta process that a little bit, so you go first.
Like, I think even in this conversation, right? Like, being intentional about how we move, and I think that even through everything that we've been going through, all of the shifts and all of that, everyone that I know, everyone that I've kept in my circle has been great for me, right? Has shown me that I matter, that I have a support system. I now know 100% who is my support system, right? And it's because like I've attracted them, right? Because I would do that for them, heartbeat, you know? And so I now have people in my circle who would do that for me, heartbeat, you know? And so I think that, you know, like, that's just part of it. Like, you attract what you are.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't seem to show, like, you know, right? I think that's the other key thing too, is like, the people around you, like, the people who are really around you and are constantly coming back, like, or not coming back, but like are always showing up, like, it's because they're truly grateful for you. Like, in some way, shape, or form, like, they're grateful for you. Like, they're grateful for you because there's always something that they feel like they either need for you or they want from you, or whatever the case may be. Like, you know, but I think that's the other thing, is like, those people are always grateful for you. And like I said, like, maybe they don't know how to say it. Like, just like me sometimes, like, I'm grateful for you, but putting it into words is kind of hard for me sometimes. Yeah. You know, but I am.
But the people that know you, like, I know you, you don't have to say thank you to me. You don't have to ask me, hey, how are you? Like, for me to know that
you know, exactly. Like, because there's different ways that I do it, and sometimes it's, for me, it's just like showing, like, with gifts, like, but not even like crazy gifts, like, just meaningful
moments.
Gifts. Yeah, or moments, like, things like that, like, you know, because that's just, it's considered a love language, huh? Yeah, huh?
Acts of kindness.
Acts of kindness.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation. Like, I think, I don't know, you just show up for me and in your way. And
in my way, yeah. And the fact that you get it, like, I think that's so important. And a lot of people don't realize those things or don't understand those things. And it's something to really process and understand. But
because you're my soulmate.
You know. You want to give me a hug? So yesterday, this bitch real story. Yesterday, I was really happy and I was in a good mood. And I was like, I was in a very good mood. And I was like, and I went like this to her. And she was like, and I'm like, bitch. And when I go, when you ask me for it, I don't give it to you, then you're like, But I guess that kind of goes to show, like, you know, we can be at different places or, like, feel different a certain way or a certain time or whatever. But yeah, like, I mean, yeah, the people around me I'm really grateful for, and I'm sure they're grateful for me in one way, shape, form, whatever, like, you know, and I want to keep those people around because those people are, like, you know, they're probably going to be the one carrying my casket.
You're so dark sometimes.
What? Why does death have to be dark?
Well, that's just dark.
What you mean?
All right.
I mean, that's the truth.
We're going to end it there.
That's life, fool.
Okay.
Circle of life.
Okay.
Dude! Oh my god, dude. How many times have I been telling you to be gentle, folks? Be gentle with them.
We have caterpillars.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be a mom again.
Yeah, we are caterpillars. These are little caterpillars. We also have milkweeds.
Take care
these,
of it. Butterfly.
Everybody should be planting a milkweed in their garden. They are saving monarch butterflies who are going extinct. So
my intention for planting, because I'm not really a planter, is because I'm gonna have monarch butterflies.
Yeah, so monarch butterflies will be coming to her little gardencito que está allá afuera.
That'll be really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe make my grandma feel like home a little bit.
Yeah, and then these are caterpillars. These are painted ladies. And so Ebony and her sister will be growing some, and I'm gonna take some for my niece.
My grandma too. My grandma will be contributing.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I caked right now.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end it there. Yeah. It's nothing crazy, but I think this one goes to show, like, where we're at, how we're gonna do certain things at certain times. And it's also really cute. Like, you can't lie about the background. It's so cute. Really cute. So, bye.